What's up, guys? Step Your Game Up here with another video. If you're new to the channel, please hit that like, hit that subscribe, hit that notification. If you come back, love having you. Also, guys, you also can download your decks on mythgardhub.com. Join the chat. Also, go to Google Discord, Mythgard Discord. Okay? So by the title of the video, guys, it was done right before the season. I'm so stoked. So stoked. We're going to get right into this, right into it. 10-game winning streak with 10 different decks. I tried to go 11. I was so excited that I really didn't even, I couldn't even focus on the 11th game. I played Leap Daniel again, and I forgot to burn a card. Didn't put a monster in the right lane. I didn't even care. I don't care if I win 11 with 11 different decks. That's just not. I don't care about that. So, to this game, I think right here was a mono purple versus my red yellow for the first game. We're gonna real quick talk about the future of the channel real quick. We're gonna get into spectating matches starting next season. I was gonna do some this season, but I didn't really want to because I don't know. I just didn't want to. I was just like, you know what? I'm just gonna wait till next season. I already talked to a few people. They wanted to wait till next season anyway. And to be honest with everybody, to let everybody know now, if you watch my channel, if I'm spectating your match, you can put your game on private. Point blank period, because it's an open platform. That's just that. So I come to that conclusion. I'm just not going to even argue with anybody about it. Because it's hard to reach out to some people because there's people like Nappy, Darn Treater. There's a couple people I wanted to ask to make videos. Now I will respect the people who have channels. So KG, I don't really care about you at all, so I really won't do any of their matches. Steph, Darnhart, she has her own channel. Shout out to her. Oh, and so I'm gonna give you, also I have to throw a shout out to Inverted. His green red deck was the deck I had most trouble with this season. Other decks he played, I didn't really have a problem with them. But when he picked that red green deck, I don't know. It just literally synergized every single time. I don't know how that's possible. Because it surely happens to me a lot where I don't synergize actually a lot. So it happens a lot of times where it just doesn't. So yeah, I'm going to be spectating matches, just commentating, pretty much just doing commentating. Like I said, that's where the direction of my channel where I want to go. It's different. No one has done it. I mean, they do commentating when they do their own little tournament thing. The Girl Scouts, or the cheerleader squad, they do their thing. Cool, but I'm actually doing something completely different. I'm doing it for also the community, for everybody to see something different, see a whole bunch of different play styles, and get my point of view of their games while they're playing. Guys, that's gonna be ending soon. I'm gonna be doing this on my laptop. So like I said, it's no longer really gonna be about me anymore. I officially have accomplished pretty much everything except ranking in the top 5 or something like that. Right now we got to as you guys are gonna see at the end of this video, I got to 19th, and my sub 500 record, quote unquote, I have 30. I think it's 30 or 40 more wins than losses, maybe even close to 50. And if you count this 10-game winning streak, I think it would have been 50. But anyway, so I got to top 20. So that was really cool. That was a huge accomplishment. I'm very, very happy about how this season went, considering I didn't even get to champion until the last 2 weeks before the update even happened. I wasn't even trying until I got to I think I got to Myth 6 or Myth 7, and I was like, okay, yeah, I'll try it. And then I went on a 10-game win streak with just using Ice Wall. Womp womp. I just was screw it, I'm so close anyway, so why not try try to go for it. So I wound up getting in the champion, and then we wound up climbing all the way to 19. So that was really cool. It was a huge accomplishment. I'm very happy. I don't know if I would say blessed in a video game, but I'm very happy. I wouldn't go as far as saying blessed, but yeah, I'm very happy that it went this way. But I did misplay this. I meant to play him to this lane right here, and then play the token onto the enchantment to gain the life. That way, if I needed to, I can throw the Stairway of Hades onto the creature. But I didn't do that. I don't know what was going on. So yeah, this guy, he likes to win the game with this dude. This is pretty much his win condition here, which is like kind of old school, right? Yeah, I guess it did kind of work out because I want to play in the Stairways of Hades right here. So I guess that worked out. But yeah, interesting, right? Like how he kind of went old school with this. Because this is like when I first started playing. I started in Season 2. And this guy was kind of like huge on purple in a lot of games. Like a lot of people were using it. So yeah, man, this was like a huge... Like, this was crazy. This was insane. I didn't think this was going to happen, and then right before the release it happened, so making it even that much sweeter. So, like I said, next season I'll always try to do like the 10-game winning streak. I'll try to push myself to 11, but I'm not. After what I did today, and I should have waited for that 11th game, but I was like, nah, I got to make the video now because I don't know when it's going to be released. I asked, but I have a whole bunch of people blocked on Discord, so I don't see their messages because it was just getting out of hand. So on both ends, on my end too, I'm not saying that was definitely not fault of a lot of it. I definitely tried to push some buttons on purpose there. So we're going into the next match. That was cool. That was the 7 minutes. So we're gonna speed run through that like silver matchup or whatever the case is. This guy right here, I don't know what this guy has like a bone to pick with me or something. I wouldn't say that. He just probably doesn't say good game. Who cares? That's his choice. Okay, so I'm using my mono blue right here. The Valks, of course, but it's a little bit. Yeah, it's pretty much Valks, but it's a little bit different, I guess. Nah, I don't know. It's up to you guys to decide. All right, so he's using this red-blue. He's done really well with his deck, actually. I have a red-blue myself, but we'll get to see the mirror match in a second because we wound up playing him again. But yeah, this is he's done pretty good for himself with his deck. He's built it a little bit different than mine. I don't run that guy. He's only a 2/2. Like, it's hard. Like, because especially blue and red get rid of it. Even yellow gets rid of it pretty easily. Like, I don't know. I don't really like it all that much. But yeah, we got into a very fast start here. Very fast. So that was cool. He bounces this creature back to my hand, which is a smart move. He didn't really have another play there. So I'm just gonna wipe the board here. Oh yeah, you noticed too he didn't attack. That was a little smart actually because his life total was actually low. Because I was actually wondering about that. I was like, so the thing is, he probably should have burnt this, right? If his life total was that low, I mean, he is running red, and there's a chance that he can get his life total back up. But I think he should have burnt this. But I mean, it doesn't. I don't know if it matters, but just saying. Okay, so we're gonna foresight here. He's gonna hit me. Blah blah blah. I'm just so excited, guys. I don't even care. Okay, he had 2 more mana too. He could have sacrificed something. Oh no, he couldn't have. Yeah, you didn't want to really sack him, huh? So this is really cool. Like, I barely get this chick off. I think I only get like 2 cards back. Yeah, I rarely get that chick off. So, like, but I don't know. For some reason, I never really pick her up. I don't know, man. Should he have banished? Maybe. And then I misplayed right here, guys. I also misplayed. I didn't throw the Valk on the enchantment. But I was also thinking that he might have one of these in his hand. But I was like, I still felt like that was a bit of a misplay. Because he was just going to do that anyway, right? Make sense? So, yeah, I actually foresighted into this, and that's how we get the game. So, I wouldn't say... I mean, it's Valks with this dude. I don't know if people run him in Valks. I don't know. It just seems like they go super tribal heavy. Okay. So we're going to go with Rider here. This is the third game. So I'm using purple red eye. Finally, guys. Finally, after playing 50 million games, and actually I split 50 on this one, on this deck. I used to run it with disc, and this is the deck that kept ruining my... I would get up to 8, 9, or one time 9, got to 10, and I would use this deck. This deck pretty much lost it for me every single time, and I just deleted it. I didn't care if it was at 500. It was like 33 and 33, and I was just like, delete. I was like, delete. But now I feel like I found the right rhythm for it right now with the Journey of Souls. It's really working out for me right now. It's like, it's only like 6-2. So now the reason why I don't have many games with it is because I rotate between so many decks. So that's the reason why. Also, guys, I didn't do a card release because I thought it was silly to do a card release. There's a whole bunch of people like, I don't know if there's a whole bunch of people doing card releases, but it just didn't make any sense to me to do it. Because if you do a card release, right? I mean, on the new cards, like, not card release, but if you're doing like a video on the new cards, it doesn't make any sense to me. Because you don't know how many cards are going to be in the new set. You don't know if the new paths are going to... So, like, I watched one guy's video, I forgot his name. I think it's Cool Cat. Watched the video. I'm not saying it was a bad video. It's a good video, I guess. Like, I wouldn't say it's... I just think people rushed into it to try to get that new video out, just to get that new content out there. Like, here, like, check. Like, for instance, they were like, hey, you know, this card is probably not going to be used, and this card's probably not going to be used, but you don't know that because of the fact that you don't know if tribal is going to be a big thing in this format. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think they might know. They actually might know because I noticed that some people are playing games where you can't look at it. It looks like they're already like playing the decks, which is kind of messed up because they're getting an advantage over all of us, which I definitely don't agree with. I don't think it's cool. I definitely don't think it's cool because it's just not right. I mean, you might agree with me. We can agree to disagree on all that, but I don't feel like it's right because we should all be on an equal playing field, and that's why these metas come out, and the game gets like out of control right away because they are making the meta before we even get a chance to even mess around with the decks. So that's just my opinion. Like I said, if you don't agree with me, I get it. I mean, I mean, they gotta test the cards out some way, but having the people who make the worst metas to test the game. So that's pretty hilarious, if you ask me. So you're kind of asking for it, honestly. Wow, I didn't even realize he just dropped nothing but he didn't have anything in his hand on this one. That's thanks. And you notice, guys, I actually gave him the thunderclap. I was hoping to kind of like screw with him a little bit. Maybe he was like, oh, if he gave me the thunderclap, then he's not gonna have the 7 rings, and he would have burnt it. But he didn't fall for it. So, yeah, I pretty much got the game right now. Once I was able to get his brand off, it was pretty much a wrap. And then what a perfect draw, right? I get the brand. I get to look at his next card, and I put the enchantment on there, and then he already knew I was gonna give him something that he couldn't use. So yeah, we got that game. That was pretty intense. So this game right here, what did we use? Oh, did I use my mono yellow? Yeah, I did. Yeah, this is my mono. Yo, this one is wrecking right now, guys. It's like, I think it's 7-1, and the one game it lost was against. Like I've had other mono yellows, but it didn't have a whole bunch of the cards. Not a whole bunch, but it didn't like have him. It didn't have the sniper. It didn't have a couple of the cards, so I just like deleted it because I was like, you know what? And I was not gonna make the cards, but I got lucky and wind up opening packs and getting a lot of the cards. All the cards that I needed, which was like 3 of them, but it was a big 3. It's a big 3 because he's big in this deck actually. When you're talking about like mono yellow, right? I mean, you need to balance the deck a lot. It needs the damage dealers really bad. So that was a cool little draw. I just sacked this guy, burn a card, and I'm putting out my hand. Yeah. Putting Bob out. But he stuns it, which is pretty smart. He's gonna move his creature over. He's gonna take out. I mean, that was smart. That was smart because this would have had to attack it, right? Yeah, he went up. I didn't really get to even utilize this guy much, which kind of sucked. I was like really hoping to do a lot of damage with him, clear out the board, or even take a lot of life from him, but it didn't work out. So he's just playing really defensive. I actually got, because of that move, I got him to play really defensive. So this is one of the cards that I needed to put in the deck too, that I didn't have before. He's really good actually. He's actually really good. Actually, he's so underrated. He's so underrated. Like, he's at the 6 draw. I like agree with all this. Like, he's 6 for 3. Like, I agree with it. He's really that good. If he had like overrun, he'd be like super broken, huh? If he had overrun, that would be so cool if he had overrun. So I was able to take out his creature, take this out, and I felt pretty good. I was like, all right, so as long as he doesn't get a blight or something like this, right, that does give me blight, that stunk. That was like a feel bad move right there, man. Feel bad. So I didn't even try to utilize. I didn't even try drawing with him. I was like, you know what, it's just not worth it at this point. So I'm gonna put my big boy down. Yeah, I love this guy. I really do. I think he's a really good card. Like he was like really like, it was like huge not having him, to be honest. It really was. So he gets the draw right here. I never even seen this guy before. I don't even know where this guy came from. So now I'm just gonna put the blight 1 on him. I knew I was on fragile, but I didn't think that something like this would happen, right? He buffs everybody up. You know, he's gonna put his creature up. Oh yeah, he does take that out, which actually worked out for me because now I'm gonna get the draw also. So we're gonna draw here. I'm gonna put the twins down. You know the twins are broken. I wouldn't say they're broken. They actually, like, they do generally get a lot of hate. They build a lot of hate on the board. What I mean by that, I mean they get targeted a lot. That's what I mean to say. Like, right away, they're gonna be like, a lot of cards get removed, obviously, but the twins, like, once they're out, yeah, they're always the main threat. They're always targeted. So I got him out, and he was another one that I didn't. Did I have him in the deck? Maybe I did, but I don't know if I had him either. So I think he was the last card I was missing. Because I don't have, I use a lot of cards for the essence. So he blights everybody, which I didn't really care because I just do that again. And now I'm gonna put this guy down. I mean, he's another one that's ridiculous. So now he's gonna put, this guy's really good. Did he drop another one? Oh, he's 2 yellow. Didn't he used to be 1 yellow? No, I think he always was 2 yellow, right? I don't know. I don't remember. But I'm gonna put my creature with rush down, put the deadly on him, knock him out, take him out, take him out. Let's put the enchantment down. Let's burn this. I don't really need to be drawing. The only problem, one of the problems with this deck is it does like kind of like deck out pretty fast. I don't know how we're at the same count. Oh, because he kept drawing off that enchantment. I mean, off the artifact, huh? Okay, gotcha. I was like, wait a second. So, yep, I take him out. We'll buff him up. And that is a game. That is a game. 36 life. 36 life with it. Yeah, this deck is, for mono yellow, really good, man. Really good. A lot of people sleep on the mono colors. Gotta stop sleeping on those mono colors. And that's why I'm really excited for the next season. I'm hoping a lot of the tribals come out so we can start building those. I mean, I got a couple mono. In this one, I wound up using... I used 3, right? 4. So I used yellow, red, purple, blue. So yeah, I almost used all of them. I didn't use my green one. What other one? What other color is there? I can't even think right now. Yeah, whatever. I can't even think right now. I think green was the only one So there's 6 colors, and I just named 4. Whatever, man. I can't think. I'm just so excited. So yeah. So with this one, we kind of mirror match. Our decks are a little bit different though. He's running like a red, blue with Valks. Actually, it's a lot different then if that's the case, because I don't run any Valk except for him. Oh, and for the Enforcer also. True. So I knew this was gonna happen. He's gonna have somebody to rush. He takes out my creature, and then I'm gonna get smacked in the face for 3. And then I run another. Never mind. I run a couple of the Valks. Like pretty much all of them. So I guess we're kind of similar. I don't run this guy though, but which is smart because he runs the red Valkyrie. That's what the 2/2 that when it destroys a creature it transforms. And that's another thing I was hoping they would do with this set too. A lot of creatures that would transform. That would be pretty cool. Pretty cool. Also, another thing would be cool if they had like a Planeswalker like kind of cards too. I mean, this game can go in so many directions, guys. It really can. It really can. You can go in a whole bunch of directions here. But I am gonna remove this. I didn't understand why I didn't burn this and then put him down, but okay, yeah, you could have chalked that up as a misplay, I guess. So yeah, because he would only been able to take out one creature if I would have played the 4/1, because I would have played it as his lane right here where the Valkyrie's at. But it all works out in the end, right? I'm gonna burn the card. Let's buff our creature again. Hit him for 5. And we're going to end this one pretty fun. And let's be honest, guys. I put Cataclysm back on the map. Come on. No one was even using this card. Everyone starts using it, and I'm like, get out of here, bro. And then no one even says anything. That's what I don't like. You guys are haters. So I'm going to use my Magmatars, move this, remove, and then buff my creature up. Hit him for 6. And then I knew I had it right there. It didn't matter what he played. I don't care what he played. He could have had nothing but rush in his hand. Yeah, this guy right here, he's good. Like, he's really good, but I don't know. I wouldn't even say he's really good. I'd just say he's good. If he was a 3/3, he'd be really good. So we're gonna end this with the Cataclysm. My favorite way to end the game, honestly, or draw it. I will draw it. All right. Let's get into the next one. All right, guys. Also, this is like kind of rated R-ish. I should have said that at the beginning of the video. Sorry for the name. I don't know what this guy's doing right here. So this one's the orange red. Another thing is like, how are people making videos like claiming that things were not good and then
They think they, I don't know, man. Orange red has been good since the beginning. Since the beginning. Now it might have taken a little downfall when he was a 4 for 2 orange. Yeah, he kind of sucked, but now I think they really fixed him. I think the 3 for 1 orange really. I think he's really good. I think he's right back. He's not as good as before, obviously, but yeah, he's honestly really good. He's just fine now. Like they really did fix him up. So kudos to the game makers for that. So if, you know, kudos to anybody who put that out there, even if I don't agree with you. Kudos to you, because I think that really did fix it a lot. So he's running mono purple, yeah, mono purple. This is the second time we ran into a mono purple, and man, I wanted to make a video with Dawn Treater so bad because he made champion just using purple. Just using purple. That's really cool. Nah, I didn't see the guy use anything else but that. So yeah, we're gonna suck a little bit of life here, get rid of some creatures, hit him for this one. So pretty much we just kept the pressure on this whole entire match. He does almost kind of. Nah, it's not this game that he almost kind of climbs back in, right? So yeah, that's another thing. I tried using the mono purple with disc. I don't know. I really didn't like it. It kind of like forces you to. No, I kind of play a lot of those guys anyway, like the little creatures, but I don't know. I just didn't agree with it. It just doesn't work out for me. So, did I already play my mono purple? No, my mono purple is going to be towards the end. Okay, so I mean, he's playing this pretty smart though. I don't know how else he could have played this any better. To be honest with you, I just got the right cards, I guess. So let's draw right here. I'm gonna put my creature with rush on the opposite side of the field here. So if he wants to focus on that, or if he doesn't focus on that, then I can get away with hitting him for 2 for a couple turns or a turn, whichever. I don't know. So he puts this guy down, and I don't think he should have burnt that. But I do understand it. I do understand it. Not really. I don't know. I wouldn't have done. I don't know if I would have done that. I think that was kind of a bad move right there. But I did get greedy right here with all this, so it wound up working out for him. But if I didn't, I just kept this on that lane. Nah, that wouldn't. Then I wouldn't have gotten the wings. So yeah, me getting greedy works out. So he's gonna change this. That made me mad. I was like, oh man, it sucks. That's the thing. Like maybe he should have put he should have been bolted me for 1 or whatever it's called, right? Hit me for that 1, or it would have been 2 each time. He would have been doing it. It would have been 2 every time. Cause I didn't see him running. He had like 1 creature with teleport, right? So he had. I only seen like 1 of the shinobi. So I don't know. I'm not gonna look through his stuff. I don't really care. So I'm gonna put my vampire down. Let's suck this life. Bam. Buff our creature here. Let's take this guy out. Just keep the pressure. Let's force him to kind of. I was kind of trying to force him to keep things off the enchantment, but he just kept going for the enchantment. He just kept going for it, and maybe he should have taken a 2-drop right there just to have a blocker, right? 2-drop. And then maybe he could have thrown the shield on. No, you couldn't have thrown the shield on him, but I'm going to burn something, buff this, take life, and then we're going to hit him for 4 more in total. I gain a whole bunch of life in this match. Whole bunch of life, guys. Oh, okay, here's another shinobi.
Okay, okay. Cool. Because really, the impel works really well depending on, just depending how you build it, I guess. And then he burnt the pentacle. I was like, whoa, that was weird. That was weird. I guess he wanted to cycle, but you would have had a free one. I don't know. I don't agree with that call either. But either way, I would have cleared the board out, so it doesn't really matter. So when he comes back, I have Swift. I was able to buff him. And then we'll hit him for 3 more. Then he I don't know, he just got really greedy with this, I think. No, no, that was the right move, right, guys? Because now he still has a blocker, right? He still has the blocker. Right here, I was just being stupid. I just wanted to see what I would draw. To be honest with you, because I always had the exile in my hand. So buff him, boom, we took him out. Took him out. All right, that was the red-orange one. The one that's not that good anymore, right? Or it's still good. I don't know what people say. This guy's annoying. I was like beating this guy a lot, and then he just keeps picking up like like I don't know. How do you keep getting these in your hand, guy? I don't know how you keep doing it. Like the game doesn't work out like that. Like I'm showing it right now. Like I don't know. So we're going mono red versus mono red here, which was cool. He got me last time. He actually like out of 4 games, like this guy that's like never beaten me. And then he won like 4 games, and he literally like picked up this almost identical hands every single time. And I was just like, yeah, that's sketchy. I'm not saying you're cheating, bro, but that is sketchy. Because it's just not possible. Like, you shouldn't have a good hand. That's why, what's his name? Not Tempest. Inverted. How his green, red synergizes like that every time. It's just like, I don't know. I guess I don't know. I don't know how it's possible. To be quite honest with you guys, I really don't know how it's possible. I misplay coming up here too. I definitely do. In the next turn, I'll misplay. Alright, so what's he gonna do? So pretty much his deck is pretty much evolved around this thing. Old school. This thing's been around for millions of years. Enchantment. This is really good with Spirit Snakes. Red, yellow. What else is it really good with? Mono red, red, purple. Because you could always throw the steam buns on it, draw the card, and then buff your creature. What else is it really good with? No, I think those is pretty much mono red, red, purple. Obviously, is what it's really made for, if you ask me. Yep. I wouldn't really say yellow. Maybe yellow. If you like, you could, if like there's a whole bunch of creatures you could blight. And if your creature's like a 4/4 and you wiping out like 10, like not 10 creatures, but if you wind up wiping out 4 creatures, right? You're gonna hit somebody for a 9 at least. And then I get lucky. I get a 7 rings here. And he actually plays this really smart. So he buffs his creature here, and then he doesn't lose. He only loses 1 creature out of that exchange. So that was pretty smart. So I make sure I take out this creature first. I don't want to start destroying creatures, getting him that buff. Let's try to gain some life because I'm almost dead here. I'm going to put the Wings of Abandon down. Let's destroy this. Kill him off. Let's kill him off. And then I get into a defensive position here just in case he gets anybody with rush, which he doesn't.
He takes out my creature. He puts the 4/1 down. So I get a little greedy here. I take a huge risk. I throw him down. Then I'm just gonna do the 1 damage, and just gain the 1 life. That was really risky in my opinion. He winds up getting Wings of Abandon. He could have, yeah, he really didn't have any play right here. So, yep, we got the win with that one. That one was close. That one was really close. That was extremely close, guys. Extremely close. But he played that really well. I mean, I don't think he could have played that really any better. So, I mean, he's played that deck so much, so good for him. Nappy, he's another one I wanted to do video on. He had a really cool, like, enchantment deck going on. It was, like, different. Like, I remember seeing one game he was playing with it, and I was like, oh, man. And then I really wanted to make a video on him, but I couldn't get a hold of him. So that's the problem with that. Like, I just can't get a hold of a lot of players because they just don't have Discord. So I'm not going to go around just asking everybody on Discord, especially when 75% of the people on Discord are KG and KG supporters. So I'm just going to spectate. Just make your game private, guys. So this is my purple-blue deck. This one killed it this season for me, too. This one was like, I think this one's like 12-5 or something like that. Yeah, we're gonna have start discarding cards. I got really lucky though. He didn't really have anything to play, so that was a lot of luck. So I didn't have to use the 2, you know, to move her around. I was able to buffer, and honestly, I really wish I would have got rid of this. This would have been nice to get rid of. Or even that. So I just wanted, since he was using, playing with this artifact, the yellow, purple, green, I just wanted to keep the pressure on him. And pretty much try to get rid of these so he's not playing the artifacts too, right? He burnt one, and I thought that was... I don't agree with that. I think he should have kept that because I'm running blue-purple, so there's a lot of... I can keep a lot of the pressure going on with this deck. So, I mean, he might not know that, right? So I play this, but if he would have gotten rid of this, then that pretty much would have been real. He would have been really screwed if he couldn't stun that. So he puts another creature down. That winds up dying. I don't really care. I'm going to play him, and then we'll just bolt him 2 times. Boom. Boom. Knock out that artifact a little bit. Knock it down a little bit. And I'm just going to let him take... But I kind of messed up a little bit here. I should have played him here in this lane, in the middle lane, because I forgot he just switched this over and then he just takes the blast instead of me putting him here and then forcing that guy to for them to exchange. So I did mess that up. I did misplay right there. Yeah, I didn't like that. Because now he's just moving this around, and then he really messed me up right there because I could have ended... If that would have happened, if I would have done that, I could have just cataclysmed him and won the game. Because I would have just did 5 damage to everything and then killed him off. But I messed up. Once that happened, I thought I was going to lose this game. Because that's what normally happens when I mess up. Or I think a lot of people, right? If you make that mistake, a lot of times you lose the game. So it looks like he kind of like... He bounces back here, to be quite honest. So I think this time I'm able to... Okay, so yeah. So I put him on the enchantment, and I just do the 2 damage. Put the shield up on him. And... Of course, he drew the Dawn Master, right? So he picks up the Dawn Master. messing up the Cataclysm again. That wouldn't have been game, but it would have been close. Because 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then if I would have been able to burn. So he would have only had 1 life. So I just Cataclysm anyway. I'm like, screw it. And then I try to play him on this enchantment, so on the Speedway, so I can at least try to do the overrun if he puts anything there. But then he winds up getting a really good pull with that artifact, and he's able to start pulling the racers and start pulling creatures out of the Boneyard. So, yeah. So I'm going to draw a couple cards here. Then I'm going to put my creature down, my legendary bard. We get rid of this potion here, or whatever it is. Does he, ooh, that's risky. Maybe he should have, Spirit Away it. No, maybe so. I don't know, maybe. But, oh yeah, I mean, he does get this, I think he Spirit Away my, perfect rate, but now I knock him down to 2. So I'm keeping the pressure on here. He Spirits Away it, and then he's gonna lock down my bard here. And then I get really lucky with that, but I did have him. So I don't know what he would have done. Maybe he could have brought back one more of those guys. I don't know. But yeah, we got that one. That was close too, I think. That was a lot closer than expected. And then we're going to go against this guy here. I think he just made champion this year, so congratulate. I mean, not just this year, but this season he just got there like today. So congratulations to you. He's running orange-blue, enchantment heavy, and I am now running my mono purple. So mono purple too, I had to go through a lot of different. I went through Dis of Circadia, didn't really like it. I went through what's the other one? Where you get the creatures back from the boneyard, I can't think. So anyway, I did that, and then I just went to Journey of the Souls, and then I went to Turn of the Seasons. So I felt like Turn of this has been working out the best for me, to be honest. So I lock him down, and then I do run Impel because I do have a couple creatures that I can utilize this to its best, to its potential. So I'm going to move him over. I'm going to put the blade, hit him for 2. And then I put him in a situation where he is going to move his creature over. He should have exchanged right here. I think he should have exchanged. But he got kind of greedy, wanted to hit me for 2 and then move him over. So, well, he doesn't know what's in my hand. So I'm going to now Doll Master and take that out. So now I put him in a situation where, like, what was he going to turn into a spirit, right? What was he going to turn? I was like wondering what he was going to use, but then he went with that, which was a little interesting. So I just put him -2. I used the blast 3, and then I just stacked this side of the field here, and heal him up. So that way, if he felt I did that because I didn't really I knew he was gonna. Well, here's the thing. I thought he was gonna try to destroy this, and then he was gonna use that on this. So I was gonna, I don't know. I was trying to keep the Dawn Master a little bit more alive, if you ask me. I mean, I felt like that was the better choice. I did not want to burn the Perfect Grade, but that worked out for me really well. That was the right decision. I didn't want to go another turn without burning something, so I did. So I burnt it. So he winds up moving him over, which really worked out for me. He plays this on here, which is, okay, that was like, okay, cool, perfect. I was like, oh, please don't. And then, boom, I had a card to burn. I was going to be really mad about that. That would have screwed me up. because now I was able to play this on this lane, and then destroy these two, and then he would not. Now he's not going to utilize the draw, right? And both of those are dead. So he exiles him, which I only have one in the deck. So that really was a little bit like a feel bad move right there. I was just going to keep him as a blocker. I really didn't care. So I run a couple 4-drops. So to keep the opponent confused, it's not just him. So it could have been the guy with Deadly, but he has Alpha Strike. So I think Alpha Strike, jeez. Yeah, Alpha Strike, which is like First Strike, right? I was thinking of First Strike, but I actually said it right. All right, so he takes him out, which doesn't matter, and that's it. That's all he had to play, which was cool. I was really happy about that. I was like, yes, last game, guys, last game. So this last game, I wind up, because I really wanted to do it, guys, I used Ice Wall. I didn't care. I was like, because Ice Wall is the one that ruined it a couple times for me. So I was like, you know what? Just in case, I'm using Ice Wall. I don't care. I'm using it. I was like, I got to do it. I got to do it. I got to get the 10 in before the season's over. All right, so this is it, guys. This is it. I feel a little bad about this, but I wanted to do it. I don't care. It's for me. It's an accomplishment. Everybody has their own little goals in this game. So this was definitely one of mine. So I'm honestly thinking about taking her out. I don't know why I have this in there. And maybe putting one more. I don't know what else I had to put in there, but take her out and decide. I don't know. Maybe just leave her in, I guess. So I wound up picking up. We got like the little Ice Wall combination going here, right? Now we take this out, and he actually, man, he had me really worried. I really thought he might actually take this. This is like one of the decks I didn't want to run into either, but because there's a few times I've beaten Ice Wall against some champion players with the Valks, because they just move so fast. They just go like, because you can try to ping, but there's so many buffs and so many enchantments that the pinging might not work out for you so well. So it did work out for me this time, though. It did definitely work out for me. So I'm going to take that out. And boom. We took him out, and that was huge right there. I think that put the whole momentum on my side. Big time. Once I did that. That was interesting, but he wanted a blocker. I guess that makes sense. We exchanged right there. I'm going to get the 2 extra mana and put a blocker here, or just have something to be able to take him out. And he's just buffing my creature and not put. This was interesting, right? He didn't even put a blocker in front of him. I was like, yo, that was so happy about that. I was like, whoa, that was cool. I was like, he just let me go nuts with this. So now I put a blocker here, and I don't remember what I got. I don't think I could have chosen. I don't think there was anything to really choose. So he comes over here, moves over, destroys my creature, which I was like, cool, no problem. What I should have done, well, no, I wouldn't. I guess it wouldn't have mattered. No, I guess I played that right. So I hit him again. I move over, and then this. But I have Impel anyway. But once he played this in this lane, I was like, yes. I was so happy. I was like, yeah, we did it. I had the clap on that one. I was like, because he doesn't really know what I'm clapping about. Maybe he does, but I don't think he knows. Obviously, I don't think he knows. And then we did it, guys. 10-game winning streak next season, guys. We're going to be spectating a lot of matches. I'm going to be putting you guys on video. You never know if I blow up. It might be just a cool thing, right? Just to say, hey, this guy, Step Your Game Up, did a video on my games, and I'm showing your
gameplay to the players so they can see it. But yeah, guys, we did it. We did it. I did it. Whatever. If you don't want to be a part of it, I think you should, because I really appreciate the support, guys. Thank you so much. And until next time, to see you next season, guys. Later.